Okay, we'll last long.
No, it won't be too.
Okay, good.
You may wanna, recording in progress. I just, the date, when it just started.
Yeah, why change it? Why didn't you, the whole idea, the whole idea was to
Treasurer
have.
Alliance members who have passed away since our last annual
Well, because I wouldn't
meeting.
have registered when I did.
My sincere apologies, if I've missed anybody, but, we had in our newsletter as well as a couple different, reaching outs, and so, we've got an important group to remember.
Get rid of her and bridges.
Right, because you keep extending it. It's registration. You're not gonna have it. Because you took my phone.
Hi, guys. I'm gonna, open with a litany of remembrance that I remember Tom reading years ago for this exact
Right, because you gave me.
moment in the meeting. But being the editor, I found the source. This is a litany of remembrance. We remember them by Rabbi Sylvan Commons and Rabbi Jack Reimer from The Gates of Prayer, published by the Central Conference of American Rabbis, in case you want to look for the book. But if you would listen with me. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and the chilled winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. And at this time, we remember from Lake County, Trudy Roby. She was county president, 81-82, and Betty Winchell, who was county president, 1968 to 69. From Muskingum County, Jane Donahoe, Patricia Pat O'Hara, who was county president, 74, 75, and Vicki Mush. Oh, okay, sorry, Montgomery County, Vicki Mush. Mush.
And he was,
Oh, there got an H in there, okay, Vicki Must, I apologize. Several from Lucas County, and I hope I don't butcher names. Nancy Chablani, Janice Zimmerman, Donna Dittmeyer, Mary Ellen Geiger, Audrey Berlacher, Janet Sternfeld, Eleanor Giggs, and someone who passed, who was 100 years old and a past president of Lucas County, Betsy Ford. I have added to the list as an honorary in memoriam former OSMA Executive Assistant Cheryl Narial. I should have opened also and let Tom say something about the Jan Curlin Memorial Gong.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. I built this in her honor, in her memory. She was president the year that I became involved in the State Alliance, the year I learned that it existed. So, named this after her, and she passed young.
Cancer. Are there any names that I have missed that you know of? Thank you. We remember them.
That was very nice, thank you. We appreciate it. So important to do each time. And I understand people are gonna have to head out right now, and that is perfectly fine. I did want to give an opportunity for the county societies to give an update as well too. You can either do it as a speaker, if you want to come up here, but, and next year, I think we'll definitely move it up higher in the agenda, it just kind of gets, you know, we start getting going and so forth, so, would anyone like to start? Jean, would you like to start?
You know, we've done a lot of programs this year for Montgomery County. We don't really have a president. We're kind of doing committees, so we kind of have a little meeting like at the late summer, early fall, and I'm trying to get more people engaged and whatever. So we came up with some programs, put together our ideas, and most of them have been pretty well attended. We've had a nice, you know, older members, young, you know, newer members, and actually the last one we had to do a tea room in Waynesville. And we had 2 people that came that are going to join us, so we're happy about that because we haven't had a new member in a while.
Yeah, awesome.
And I appreciate hearing about everything as well too, and so like the website would kind of start listing those things as well too, which will be a good
So
addition.
yeah, that's good to know. So we'll start planning for next year. We can start putting them on the website.
Maybe,
Anybody's invited.
unless I get contested at the meeting.
And what's nice is that the AMA Alliance, we can add things to that as well too, so for sure, for sure.
One of the things I wanted to say to you, like, so I was talking to the young physician, or the female cardiologist yesterday,
Yeah,
and very nice. She said her father was a
right, and the
physician. So I was telling her, I met this girl on one of the Buckeye cruises we go on, and she lives in Columbus. She's like about 7 years old. She was a nurse, went to Mount Carmel. Her husband's a retired cardiologist, so we become friends. You know, because her husband's retired, mine is, they like to fish, whatever. We've gotten together with them. And I was asking her, I said, were you ever involved in the Alliance at all? You know, in Columbus, because they've been here. He was in private practice, and then his group got bought out by Ohio State. And she said, no, I didn't know anything about it. And so I was talking to the young girl yesterday, because she knew this cardiologist. And she said, my mother was a doctor's wife, and she never was involved in it. So I don't know if they just, you know, Columbus is a big area, like Cincinnati is a big area to reach out to all the different hospitals and different, you know, groups and everything, so.
and that's why the Columbus Medical Association is important too, because maybe that physician didn't even join the Columbus Medical Association, because then you don't hear what, we would hear about us through here, you know, they do a nice job keeping us connected.
And I was telling her, I said, you know, when I got married to my husband, like, you know, the next year, like somebody, you know, it's like, well, of course you're gonna join the Medical Society Alliance, and his group paid for the spouses to all belong, you know, and everything, and took, you know, one of the wives to say, come with me to this new member thing, you know, and then, you know, then that was, you got involved in everything, so. But now that doesn't happen. You know, they pay your own dues, usually, you know, everybody's own, so they're not gonna pay your dues or their husband's dues to anything, so, you know, I don't know that some of them even know about what, you know, but yet we have this Facebook group, the Dayton Doctors' Wives, who have 200 and some members, and so you know, I'm a member on Facebook, she is, several of us are, and I've been trying to go to their book club, because I thought, well, that's a way for me to go in, because they have some really good books that they've suggested, and I've read them, but it just so happens the dates haven't worked out for me. But again, I'll go in and just kind of put a plug in for our group. But it's more of, they all like to communicate online, and it's like more like, oh, do you have a babysitter north of town? Oh, do you know a window washer down in the Centerville area?
I feel like they're more like a young.
They are young, yeah, exactly. So,
I feel like.
but I think even maybe Donna or Vito or somebody at AMA is also asked to be friends. And we might have passed on, you know, they accepted her as a friend or whatever. So, but it is more of a communication thing, and that's how these young people communicate now. You know, try to.
But you know, you could be a resource.
Well, that's
Like
what
you
I
could
wanna
be a mentor.
I want to take some of us,
Yeah.
you know, I thought, I'll read the book, one of these days I'm going to go to one of their book clubs, even have to read the book,
Right.
just come. But I thought, I'll get Diana, maybe Rena, a few of us, and just go and say, this is who we are. If you need anything, if you, whatever, just, and, we've been around for a long time, and consider.
1942. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
It's how it's gonna get done.
Right.
When we're talking about membership and moving
A
in
lot
that
of times,
direction.
like our membership is getting older. We're not getting a lot of young people. So I look at, and we've had some really good programs this year. I was trying to find something that would interest all people, And sometimes, it's like young people now, it's like, what, if it's not something I want to do, or what are you going to do for me? I'm not interested because I've got little kids at home and, that kind of thing. So you have to find something that's going to interest them, and they may not want to be a bunch of old people, I don't know, so.
You did a phenomenal job with the choices you made and the.
I was trying to find some
really
fun
thought
things,
they were
to
gonna.
get just the members that we have
Yeah.
wanting to get together, because
Oh,
that's
yeah. Very
why I
enjoyable.
why I still stay involved, is because of the friends that I've made, and coming here to Columbus or wherever, our county members, they're my dear friends, and you will look forward to seeing them
Mhm.
once or twice a year here, and then monthly, in the county, so.
Class was a big hit.
Yeah. Yeah, we did some fun things, charcuterie, and
Oh, yeah.
how would I say, middle-aged people and the older people seem to like everything, so, yeah, it was fun.
I should have been over here, oh well.
Any other counties wanna?
Oh, I just have a quick, is Stark County still alive?
I don't hear from them, but that doesn't mean.
We can check,
Yeah.
I think
I
it
don't-
Is
is.
Kathleen still paying member at large, or maybe?
Yeah.
And I'm surprised Kathleen isn't here. I usually will contact her and say, are you gonna come, and I just didn't do it.
She had the busiest month
Okay.
Yeah.
ever, apparently. I was hoping to see us at the fall focus.
And Anna didn't come either. I haven't heard from Anna in a while, so.
She has her daughter's baby shower, her daughter's baby shower, and then her daughter's staying with her for a week.
So, I can update you guys.
Yeah.
Lake County, Montgomery County, Columbus, Mahoning, Toledo. Those are the only county pay dues, and then we have.
Do you get, Rena, do you get those dues as a lump sum, or do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6.
How many,
And that was sent to everybody.
Members lots.
Right.
how many state members do we have, including members at large counties, and?
So I don't get the state.
Okay.
No, these are
Yeah,
all state.
yeah, those are
These are all
state.
But
state.
how many, is it 200?
No, I can tell you, the number is there. Well, I have to calculate.
Just while you're counting,
Who's in your report?
we sent out to a little over 300 people that's one thing I think for this year could have been done, is that, coming up with the exact number who we're sending it to, because we just keep adding.
Because ours go out together.
Oh.
We don't include AMA on ours. It's,
Right.
we have,
But I mean,
County,
counting
we have
them, say an email.
yeah, but the majority of our members that join county join state, most of them, so.
Yeah, I think we had 34 state and 42
We
county.
have 34, yeah.
But there's a
169.
300 person emails, when we send out our emails, that, to people, that's 300, which sounds like that has not been.
So we have 169 numbers.
Right,
I
169.
counted 168, did I have wrong?
168, okay.
I don't get anything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have- Oh, I missed an at large.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
missed
good question,
6
yeah.
at large.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. So 168, 160,
No,
yeah.
something.
9.
But there are
Yeah.
300 that, when Maddie sends out an email, that is going to 300, and that's been, she's got, she's needed to break it down because it's a large group, but, so that needs to be.
How many AMA members do we have in Ohio? Do you know?
Oh.
10?
No, I think it's like, I have to go on, I can't get on. because I
Oh,
can't.
here.
But if you go on to the membership, you can search, and you can search Ohio, and it'll give you the list.
How many people? Okay.
Does Lucas County still do all 3?
Yes, they do. They and Lake do. Well, I don't know if they do all 3. I know they do 2. I don't think they do 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I
they,
think Lake has 18.
When my county was still alive. Okay, are you signed in?
I'm not signed in.
Claire,
No.
Lucy,
Because I can't
anybody
log
else
in.
have a update that they'd like to give?
So we have.
It's in
So
my
I could be
computer.
wrong.
Yes. My little,
Okay,
without
Lake County,
changing it.
Thank you.
Sure. We had a meeting over Zoom a week or so ago, and to a donor breakfast, so our scholarship fund, which,
Is
when was
only
that established?
4 years old or 5 years old? It's not, it's only a
It was
few,
pre-COVID, wasn't it?
yeah, I think it's only 4 years old, and we are up to 29,000 and change.
29,000. And we were, at the time, we needed to get to 10,000 in 5 years, and we thought,
Are we gonna be
we're
able
gonna
to do
get to
it?
10,000, you know, because
Right.
lately, and this was, you know, pre-COVID, and we are up to 29,000. The past couple of years, we've done our virtual fundraiser, and now we're gonna combine it, our virtual fundraiser with our holiday sharing card drive in the fall going forward. We're gonna work with
28.
Lakeland Foundation on that. A couple of our members are gonna work with them, but we really, unfortunately, or fortunately, we meet mainly over Zoom, even though we're all, but
At least you're meeting.
we do. We have a Zoom meeting and we haven't met in person other than to have just an actual alliance event.
Yeah, it's, I mean, there's 7 or 8 of us that meet, that do stuff. Although we have 18, we're down to 18 members, but, you know, some people are just checkbook, they're happily checkbook members. They support what we do,
And you
they're not
accept
gonna
that,
come to
that's fine,
meetings, but
that's-
they
yeah,
send us a
you can
check every
come,
year.
Write a check.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why we're kind of building off that to just, you know, it's just like, we may not be around in 5 years, but this endowed scholarship will be around in perpetuity, and the bigger we can get the principal before we
How
fold.
much do you give out
the better.
every year, Chris? Just
Pardon?
How much do you give out every year?
3,000?
2,000?
Oh, to, you mean, to we give to the fund, it's
No,
all
like-
run
like-
by Lakeland Community College. It's run
Okay.
by the Lakeland Foundation, so when people donate, it is a 501c3, which
So they
we are
do the
not.
scholarship?
They award them.
Okay.
They award them. We just donate them.
We
Okay.
set up an endowed scholarship, and we had specific criteria about who it went to. It goes to
Okay.
health technology students, and they, you know, there were certain parameters. I can't remember them all, but so we kind of were able to set up who we wanted to help. And of course, right now, it's only the interest that's helping them, so the bigger we build it,
Sure.
the more help we
For
can
us
actually
also,
get.
we do scholarships, like medical,
We do,
and
and
then,
we're not, yeah.
and we do food bank too, like, I mean.
Well, yeah, tell them.
Yeah.
This year, Rena did share the food
So,
bank thing, and it's
I
a
mean,
mail-in.
we've been doing
not-
it
Oh, yeah.
for long time now, before Jeannie did and I did, I've been doing for
Yeah, yeah.
7, 8 years. And like total to this day, we have donated close to $300,000.
Wow.
So we
This
have
year,
actually.
it was like 8, almost 9,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
And we
yeah.
collected
Yeah.
just as a mail-in,
So
you
it's
know?
just a mail-in we do, and we actually, I don't know, they wrote a big article for us now,
Okay.
so in the newsletter, the food bank. So I mean, it's an achievement for whatever we are.
Exactly.
I mean, we are small, but still,
Well,
and then we do give
People that came
scholarships.
before- Yeah, and last year we gave 37,000
for the
between
tuition
medical and nursing
scholarships,
students,
so,
because
Vicky Best, that you honored
passed away.
the in memoriam, she was part of the group that established our money at the Dayton Foundation. And so we draw
We
off
just
that, and we
went
have
on
money
that,
at the
yeah.
Wright State Foundation, so the two funds, because we haven't held a fame or any
Fundraiser for a long
scholarship,
time.
fundraiser in a long time.
We used to do the fashion show, and then we did the holiday sharing card, and that went right for scholarship money, so, you know, it's been invested, and we haven't like, you know, we haven't put anything in.
Yeah.
But
Not a
still,
fundraiser,
but,
actual
but we
fundraiser.
have enough
Oh,
money.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's fantastic. Anyone else have anything to share? I was just gonna say very quickly about Columbus Medical Association Alliance. You know, we meet, but we also are connecting here as well too. And they did this very nice flyer for us, which it's about beginning conversation today. And so it really talks to spouses about how to talk to your physician spouse about when they're feeling down or you see depression happening, and so not to be forgotten about that. So I really admire that they helped us do that. They also invited me to speak at part of a roundtable just to talk about the physician, spouse's part. So anytime we can connect, just like with the OSMA as well too.
And, so
27.
when Carol was still here, she mentioned to me,
No.
yesterday, the discussion about, reports of suicide. We had, doctor in Zanesville, who's been a urologist, and he was supposed to see him on a Tuesday. The Thursday before, he saw patients and committed suicide. And she said Danny had a surgeon colleague that he had just talked to and went home and committed suicide. And, you know, it was devastating because,
Wow.
you know, you think these people are gonna be here and you don't realize what the struggles are. So
Right.
if you do see anybody having any
Yeah.
issues that you can identify, you know, speak up with them.
Right, right, and that's what these conversations are about, like how to say something.
Yeah.
You know, kind of that funny feeling like, you know, you don't look the same that you, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right, and it's being heroic in doing that, it's scary, but there's a way to do that. And it's educating spouses, family members, and everybody about that, for sure. Yes,
Who asked, there are 27 Ohio members who belong to the AMA Alliance.
always room for bringing that back up. Well, anybody have anything else they want to share with that as well too? Okay. I appreciate today, just winding down, just to, you know, close for today and where we are. You know, it's been a nice opportunity being president and, you all going along with me with, you know, meeting regularly. I like that idea, it kind of makes us, on the same page. And I think each meeting goes very well that way. I hope everybody feels like they have an opportunity to say something. If you don't, then, you know, say something. and I see, you know, next year, I think our big focus, again, all of us meeting regularly, but then, and keeping that momentum going, and, you know, continuing to develop programs. So if you have some ideas of something we can do with programming, bring those forward. I think we were hitting it right, like on a couple different ones when you're talking about, you know, the family, anything we can, and also the secondary trauma of that. I don't think we realize how we're affected by that. And so the more we can reach out and bring that forward. The website's up, but boy, it needs that flair of who we are and things like that. So take a look at that and see, you know, how we can grow that for sure. Like, we should be, our newsletters definitely would go in that direction. And when we email out to people, it should be, we'll take a look at the website. And so I think that seems to be the, and then we may want to look at, the AMA Alliance has done this, where you go out and you find where everybody is. And I know the OSMA has done that, and so we may need to look at that too, where you find creative people who can help you find the networking of others and how to get in with those resources as well too. And membership. It's no different than location. And I think we're kind of, it was hard after the pandemic, you know, to kind of like, okay, where are we going with this? And if we can, you know, take this year to say, all right, let's find the people, let's see if we can get more members, and be realistic when we have this committee out there who's really thinking like, which direction, how are we going to move? You know, that will help us. That'll help us, because next year at this time, then either there'll be a new president, or we will be on a committee, and then you'll know what that committee looks like. Today, if we did that, it would be very difficult. We would leave going, I'm not sure who's doing what. So this gives us a little bit of time to talk about what a committee would look like if we don't have someone running for president, or vice president, whatever those are, the next thing that's coming up. And then after that, then we can see where we're going. When we spend some time and maybe a little money on that direction of finding people and seeing how they find us. So why don't we investigate those things as well that way too?
So,
Jeannie?
Like, why don't we focus, I mean, it's hard to get new people, young people, they've got their own thing going on, you know, whatever. But like, some of the people that have been active, and not necessarily like the ones that are like older, you know, that, whatever, but some of the ones that were active at Summit County or wherever, the try to get them back as members, and now that like Stark County is not organized, or Summit County is not, you know, an active alliance, but trying to get them as members at large, trying to come up with a brochure or something like that, hey, you know, you may not have an active county, but we want you back, you know, we miss you, kind of thing.
I
So-
love that idea.
You
Yeah,
know,
so many
Ron-
different approaches.
Ron Jaggers, who's the AMA
Yeah.
Alliance, he calls that low-hanging fruit. And the AMA Alliance has done a couple postcards, which we could look at and maybe jump off
Well,
of.
even some of the members that, like, you know, I look at, I kind
Directed.
of track who, like in our county, okay, who's been a longtime member, who didn't join last year. I still keep them on the list this year for invitations, thinking that, and there's been a few that didn't pay dues. Now, for whatever reason, maybe they just put it in the pile, like I'm gonna pay later, and just totally forgot.
Like,
Some of them have come to the programs. I'm like, if you just wanna join, it's like $20 for our county membership. It's not like, that's a, you know, for this group, it's not, you know, between paying bills, whatever. I mean, it's whatever. So, we've had some free programs, you know, and it's just trying to get some of those people back that have been active and doing things. I mean, I think it's, for our county, I think we're kind of past the point of, okay, we're gonna have a big fundraiser, we're gonna have a fashion show. We've done it, we've all done it.
We've all shared.
We're tired, multiple times, we don't have it in us
Yeah.
anymore. But, you know, if we can just collect money once a year for scholarships or food bank and give scholarships, that's fine. I look at it as more of just getting together with the people that we have and the friendships, and just, even if we just get together for lunch and, you know, because we all enjoy each other, so.
Exactly.
But trying to reach out to the people that, you know, like they don't have an active county alliance, but, hey, we'd like to see you back, you
Yeah.
know, so,
Right.
as a member at large.
Kathy also, Marjorie, we wanted to say hi.
Oh, hey.
We appreciated all the historical information that you shared with us on Zoom, and it's been wonderful. You guys have done a lot of great work.
Reminder that she's muted.
Marjorie, you're muted. You know. There you go, almost. I don't think it's on.
There you go. You're on.
Yeah,
There you
you're
go.
on.
You're good.
Sorry.
So did I unmute myself?
Yes.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
So, well, we haven't done anything of late, but we are, well, sadly, we're thinking of seriously closing our doors, because there are so very few. I am actually the last dues paying member, but we will, we're going to support one of the organizations that our Alliance Auxiliary actually started 53 something years ago, and that's Trumbull Mobile Meals, the home delivered meal system for Trumbull County. Jean Gillette and Pat Vanetta, two auxiliary members, started it way back then, and now they had one person taking the meals, and Jean was delivering. Actually, they were cooking the meals in their own kitchen, and Jean was delivering to the first customer. He lived in an apartment complex in the west side of Warren. And after about almost 2 weeks, a man came down the hall and said to Jean, "I've been watching you feed him for about 2 weeks and you haven't killed him yet, so I guess take your meals." And it's grown and grown and grown, and now we're feeding 300 or 300 plus people every day. So, and we have the ability to adapt our meals to your health situation. If you have diabetes or high blood pressure or such as that, or you just have no health at all and you just happen to like to eat.
Yeah.
So, so we have 300, almost 300 volunteers taking time out of their day, time out of their week, to deliver to our about 25 routes I think we have throughout Trumbull County. And so that will go on. Trumbull Mobile Meals will go on as long as there are people in the community. So, but it's a hard decision to make, but when there's, it just, I guess, comes to the end, comes to the time that you have to make such a decision.
If
And,
Marjorie, is Genevieve still involved at all in any of that?
Genevieve?
Yeah,
Germanac?
yes.
Genevieve who?
Genevieve, that,
Yeah.
who you said, I can't.
Germanic.
Germanic, yes. Is she still,
Um,
she was from Trumbull County, wasn't she? She was very active for a number of years in our state alliance. Is she still active there?
Genevieve, again, the last name?
Germaniac?
Germaniac, yeah.
Genevieve Germaniac. Kathy, if you don't do it in the microphone, she's not gonna hear.
Yeah.
Germanac, yeah, Germanac, Genevieve.
Germanac.
Yeah.
Dr. Germanac was our coroner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago, and Genevieve stepped away from the Alliance. We see her sometimes when we do other kinds of activities. We heavily involved in the domestic violence. And Genevieve would help us with, when we had our annual activities.
Please give her our regards from the State Alliance. She came for a number of years, was involved in our state.
She bought the worm compost that one day
Data
for them.
Alliance,
Yeah,
yeah.
please give her our regards.
Yeah.
Please give her our regards. Tell her we say hello. We would love to see her.
So, but, so we're making a huge decision.
Marjorie, can I ask, how was your experience on Zoom today? Because we try and think about you all when you're on Zoom, but when you're in the meeting in a room, I know I can get distracted. And I hope you had a good experience, or I hope that you could hear us. And
Yeah.
we really appreciate you being here. Thank you.
And, so I would like to stay a part of the OSMAA. I'm thinking about that for maybe a little while longer.
We hope so. That would be important to us. And that this experience on Zoom is good for you too, that you like it. That's okay.
And anyhow, that's where we are.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Does anyone have anything else for the order of the day, or?
May I come
Oh,
forward?
sure.
So, a few quick updates. Thanks to all of you, we have collected a minimum of $260 for the Cleveland Angels. Plus, there are 4 additional donations that were made on, or directly to Gretchen's website. So I don't know how much those were, but she will be thrilled. She's always so grateful for any support for her organization. So thank you for that. I heard from Kathy Clark that she is a yes for the nominating committee. So thank you, Tom, for mentioning
Yay.
that. Because it didn't work very well when I asked, so I am so appreciative
Yes,
of
Tom
you.
has a way.
So yes, so thank you. And a huge thank you to Jeannie and Carol, who are going to help with the annual meeting next year. So we will have, so it won't be a solo event, so. And Kathy, can you come up here for just a quick second? We would just like for your humbleness, for your time, for how you make everything, every little detail is not gone undone. So I know that you have, we are so grateful that you have continued to stay on as president for another year. There was already a request made to help commemorate you for your year. So it's not a big deal, and you can open this later. I didn't want to make it anywhere because I know that you didn't want. But just know that everyone that I received notes from, because there's a couple that are in there, were just said you did a phenomenal job, and they loved meeting regularly. They loved how you set it up and you switched it around, and we're just really
Oh,
grateful.
you're welcome. It's a pleasure. We're going to just open it real quick. But let's still do it next year, okay? Like, let's just call this one time and then, yeah, but thank you.
It was such a pleasure, you're doing it again.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, how nice. Aw. Oh, bakers. Thank you.
Aw, thank you too.
That's so nice.
Sue Dingle got in touch with Ron.
Oh, well, that was nice.
So maybe we can have our next meeting at your garden and
Oh,
have
yeah.
a garden party. Because apparently you are a natural.
No, not, I mean, right now there's fake flowers out front.
But I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. This is, Sue Dingle is also, we should go to her garden. All right, well, I guess my last sentence today is that we have completed the day's business, unless anyone else has anything else today. This is the 82nd session of the High State Medical Association Alliance. Annual meeting is concluded. Thank you.